You made the point then when it comes to investing that instead of asking how much do I need to make or should make or can make, your first question you should ask yourself, how much can I lose?
Yeah, I think one of the major results of, the psychology of decision making is that people's attitudes and feelings about losses and gains are really not symmetric. So we really feel more pain when we lose $10,000 than we feel pleasure when we get $10,000. And that asymmetry is just a fact of life. Now, it affects professionals much less than individuals because professionals play a repeated game. So, you win a few, you lose a few. Once you have that attitude, you're okay, or you're better off. But individual investors feel losses very keenly, and they should be aware of that. And what happens is if you're not aware of that, when things go bad, you'll want to change what you're doing, and that's the disaster in investing. I think that here it's quite obvious that loss aversion can kill you.
Well, Burton Malkiel, whom you referred to a few minutes ago, makes the point, if you are consistent, you will do fine. The market will rescue you. Emotions are your enemy.
Emotions are indeed your enemy. I mean, the worst thing that can happen to you, of course, is to bail out to make a decision and then not stick with it, so that you bail out when things go badly, so that you sell low and you buy high. That is not a recipe for doing very well in the stock market or anywhere.
Whipsawed. Make the point in your work that we have really two parts of the mind, in essence. The fast, visceral one helps us survive, and the more rational one. Can you briefly describe that?
Well, yes. I mean, we have machinery in, I call them system 1 and system 2, or fast thinking and slow thinking, but it's really a way of pointing out that we, just in the way that we perceive the world, we don't have to decide. I don't have to decide to see you. I see you as I see you. You see me. That happens to us. And many ideas happen to us. We have intuitions, we have feelings, we have emotions. All of that happens. We don't decide to do it. We don't control it. Then there are periods where we reason, where we think more slowly, more deliberately. And then, and that's critical, we think we reason more than we actually do. That is, a lot of what we think is thinking is actually finding justifications and rationalizations for things of fast thinking tells us what to do. So it's that part that is really the dangerous part. We don't know our own minds. We think, each of us, that we're much more rational than we are. And we think that we make our decisions because we have good reasons to make them, even when it's the other way around. We believe in the reasons because we've already made the decision.
Can you give a couple of examples that have hit you over the years of people confusing fast thinking and what you call slow, deliberate thinking?
Well, there is one really remarkable thing, and everybody is quite aware of it. Why does nobody ever change their mind on political issues? You've got people talking to each other all the time and exchanging arguments. And both sides on any argument feel that their arguments are completely compelling and should lead the other side to yield. And they don't. And what that really tells you is that neither side believes what they believe because of the arguments that they raise. They believe in the arguments because they hold those beliefs. It really goes the other way around. And, we find that everywhere. In many, many places. It's not universal. I mean, when I decide whether to take a taxi or go by subway, I don't have deep feelings about it. I make a rational calculation of cost and time and so on. But many other decisions are really driven by emotions, and they're driven by impressions that we have no control over.
So when you do get political decisions made, a new consensus emerges, it's more from emotion than from somebody saying, aha, I'm reconsidering my position because of 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's much more emotion then there are some people who are convinced by facts, and at the margin, we pretend to be rational when we argue, and that is a good pretense to maintain. I mean, and sometimes we reach each other, but much less than we think we will.